Okay. So you make your way northward to Triboar. Now, Triboar is kind of a fortified frontier town. It's not a particularly large place, and it sits at the crossroads of two major trade routes. That's the big thing. It sits right on the long road, and also it says here that it is at the crossing of Evermore Way, even though I don't actually see that on the map at the moment.
But it makes sense because it's right near that section where the
Yeah,
mountains clear out.
where it would
on the way
head
to
like into Yartar and then further to the east, as well as to the west back to the high road. So there's like a crossroad. This is basically a crossroads town, right? So it's mostly a trade center. Not a whole lot of stuff here, although food is plentiful in Triboar because the entire area around this is lush, sort of breadbasket territory. When you get into Triboar, what is the first thing everybody does? We'll go bottom up. So, Jeff, what's the first thing you do when you get into this trading post town?
He'll be the one to secure lodging for the evening. He'll set up the carts and make sure the animals are fed.
Nothing fancy. This is a place for traders to stop off, so you're not going to find, the super important digs. Oh, Micalia did hydrate, so I got you.
He'll also do the y'all get provisions. I'll secure lodging. We'll meet at the inn. We'll meet at the inn. Drinks are on me, but only if you've completed your chores.
Echo, what are you doing once you get into Triboar?
Echo is making a beeline to Victoire before they split and saying, hey, this is, we were all heading north to Triboar, and whatever you're doing in town, we're going to be taking off soon towards the Silvery Moon area. So if you're also heading that way, maybe we can travel together again.
I'll see what the situation here is, and it's possible. For sure.
Okay. And he just walks away, takes it at face value. So then I guess Echo is looking for a post office, a mailing messenger thing here at this big trade hub.
Absolutely exists, 100%. The post office isn't quite as reliable as it is in modern times, but yeah, there are regular stop-offs here, and couriers go back and forth, and also there's a place where you can drop off stuff, and the next caravan that's going in that direction will just take it along. So yeah. Who are you sending a message to, if anyone?
Echo is going to be sending 2 letters. He is going to be sending one to one of his uncles from the circus, and another to a boyfriend he has, both in Neverwinter. Both of them are half orcs. He's sending information to be like, hey, I know both of you have told me tales about hundreds of years ago, orcs coming down from the north and trying to invade Neverwinter. Something similar is happening in the north. Any pertinent information would be great. Write back to me in Mirabar.
We're learning a ton of Echo lore today, too. Excellent.
I know.
Okay, now I was going bottom up, so let's jump in here. All right, Jen, what is Kreetha doing in this sort of sleepy trade town? Not sleepy, it's busy.
Kreetha again is she's kind of a bit more guarded. It's not the open freeness that she really had when she was in, name of city, help me. The one we were just in. Help my brain. Waterdeep. Yeah, thanks. It wouldn't even bring up the correct first letter, and it wouldn't give me any pictures at all, so that was fun. But yeah, so this is more like when Calder first met Kreetha. Kind of trying to be normal and jovial, but definitely being very guarded. So I mean, there's really not much that Kreetha has to do here. There's not anything that Kreetha was trying to do here. I guess mostly she's just kind of both trying to stick like a burr to her party and at the same time kind of stay away from her party. She's conflicted.
And what is Victoire up to now that you are in the town of Triboar?
So I'm gonna get I'll go to like an inn, get like a place to stay, make sure I can like board my cart, and that they're like it's a dog for all intents and purposes, and then I'm gonna see if I can find my contact.
Absolutely. You are told, or you were told, that your contact is somewhat cliche-ly the innkeeper in the town. So should be pretty easy to find. The inn. There are several inns, however.
Yeah.
But you
Is he the innkeeper of the inn that's called the inn?
the inn. Yes. In fact, it's called the Inn. The Inn.
The first ones are in quotes.
As in the
I was thinking
inn
like
you're
more of like
in.
the inner wall inn, but yeah, sure.
Hey.
That's probably where it started. So yeah, you're able to get in there. It's I'm gonna go ahead and let you folks decide what time is it when you enter Triboar. Like you can speed up or slow down and arrive basically whenever you want.
Midday.
I'm thinking it's like midday heading towards dusk, probably on the closer side of dusk.
So the inn doesn't have a ton of people in the common area. It's lunchtime, so there are some folks that are there, but you get the feeling like not a whole lot of people actually live in Triboar. Most people in Triboar are just passing through. So you bet that all these inns get very busy, like at night and maybe very early in the morning, but right now at noon, not a ton of people here. So you enter, and we'll say it's a low to middling inn. It's not a complete dive, but it's not like, Michelin star, or that's a restaurant. It's not like 5-star or anything like that. But the innkeeper is there, looking a little bit bleary-eyed behind the bar.
Okay. Yeah, I'll walk up to him or her.
That's the one I meant.
And I'll order food and a drink.
We'll go ahead
And
and
pass my silver across the board.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and say her, and she greets you, and your Lou is not with you, right? Lou is back with the cart.
Yeah, Lou's probably with the cart.
Excellent.
Like,
so
yeah, he's been pulling the cart for the whole time. He's probably tired.
Though you're not necessarily like your average looking person, you get the feeling like adventurers come and go in this bar a lot. The bartender looks up at you and smiles and serves you without like staring or being weird about it.
Right.
So you get your food.
Yeah.
You get your drink.
I'll like stay at like the bar area, and I'll say, so rumor has it that the Lord Protector was looking for someone to help deal with the problem, and that you were the person to talk to.
Ah, yes. Yes, you're here for that. I appreciate that you're here. So, you have not been told anything yet other than to speak to me?
It was a rumor down from Waterdeep.
Yes. One of our holdings, by the name of Blang Hill, has had a rash of, well, I want to say a rash of murders, but really the entire plantation has been completely depopulated. And the reason that those of she gestures to your equipment, of your caliber have been asked for is that, and she looks around like try not to panic anybody and leans forward. All of the bodies had no blood in them. No blood anywhere. They were just dry.
And these are the sheep?
No, it started with the sheep. It began with the sheep, yes. But no, the last survivor of the plantation fled And that's when we began to send out messages to the big cities. There is only one survivor, and he has not said anything about his experience. We only know what happened after the fact.
Okay.
Everyone at the plantation is dead. All the workers, the owner, everyone. She makes like some sort of gesture that you probably don't understand that maybe is a ward against evil.
Okay. Can I do a religion check on that one?
Absolutely. Go ahead and roll that. 16. Okay, no problem. We'll say with a 16. So, I mean, obviously it sounds like vampires. But it's...
Yeah, but the ward against evil is related to what god?
Oh, I see. Non-denominational superstition. This is probably a local thing and not anything connected to any of the major gods.
All right. In that case, I'm gonna like reach inside like my vest and pull out like a small piece of paper charm. I'm gonna hand it to her and be like, "Saloon be with you." Can you point me? Like, I'm gonna pull out like another sheet of paper that's bigger and be like, "Can you give me a rough estimate of where I'm actually going?"
So before we do that, I would love to get, because you handed the charm or the paper over, I would love a quick, let's go with persuasion check, but I'm going to give you advantage for catering to the superstitious nature of this particular innkeeper.
Hey.
Oh, she lights up. She lights up. She absolutely, like, she takes it and she says, oh, thank you so much. This, she immediately like hangs it on the wall. And oh yes, of course. And she sends you off, or she indicates a place sort of close to the Neverwinter Wood.
Basically gonna be sketching like a shitty map.
Basically, yeah. It's mostly arrows.
Is the goal here.
And
I'm also gonna be like taking notes on the map about like, oh, it's like a full plantation, so like 12 people and one person survived and that person's name was
taking it down. We'll figure that out between now and next session. And yes, the vague direction is to the northwest, nearby the Neverwinter Wood. There's a really nice place that sort of borders both the woods and the hills that is very lucrative in multiple ways, because the different kinds of soil. The bartender starts to talk a little bit too much about soil types and crops. But you find this sort of corner where the Neverwinter Wood meets these hills is generally where you're headed.
Right.
Yes.
Can I do just a general like sniff check?
What are you looking for?
In the bar?
Oh yeah, totally.
If anybody like seems off.
Totally. Go ahead and give me a perception. Ooh, nice. So yeah, we'll go ahead and say that mostly you smell alcohol sweat.
Okay.
You know how sweat is different when someone's been soaking in alcohol for a while. You get a different smell from your usual human odors, but nothing
I'm assuming
seems.
I smell things like horses
Yeah.
and wood and leather.
And they are making porridge for breakfast, and you can tell that there are plums mixed into the porridge, but nothing seems immediately dangerous or sets off any alarms.
Okay, this is going to be the inn that I'm going to like get a room at.
Let's go ahead and do some sort of knowledge check based on what you are given, because you've done this before. Go ahead and give me either just a straight intelligence check or knowledge. What knowledge would be appropriate for vampires?
Religion.
I guess religion would probably be it. So go ahead and roll that.
Hey,
Nice.
killing it with these rolls.
You're doing an amazing
I have
amazing
one
start.
job and it's kicking ass and figuring out who to kick ass.
So you know a couple of things. One, the numbers she's describing is too many for more or for one or two vampires. Two,
Okay.
these must be either very young or very hungry because they are being extremely indiscreet.
First of all, one is too much for 1 or 2 vampires if it was done in one night.
Yes, but given the time frame that you're given, and
Vampires are stupid.
some of them can be, that's true, but some of them aren't. Usually the stupid ones are either very young or very hungry, or both.
Yeah, and if they're very young or very hungry and stupid, they could eat this many people at a night.
They definitely could, yes.
So,
And 3,
it's
the third thing is that I mean, this seems obvious, but vampires don't just happen. You don't get multiple either very young or very starved vampires in one place, like, on accident. So that's what you get with a 20.
If I'm trying to find a clutch at that point in time, I'm gonna need to go to this place that has a name that I missed because
I combined yours and Gail's suggestion, so it's Blang Hill.
Blang Hill. Okay. I'll head out there like in the next day so that I'm not completely road weary, and then I'm gonna get a bath. I've decided I'm gonna get a bath, and I'm gonna do some tune-ups on Lou overnight.
Fantastic.
I'm gonna make him sharper.
Sharpening those little scale ridges, or not scale ridges, those little metal ridges.
Mostly, I'm gonna make it so his tongue doesn't flop out.
Jen.
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit more about Creetha.
Creetha, once everybody's kind of settled in for the night, is going to want to go back down and speak to the innkeeper.
Okay.
So, but out of as much eye and earshot from the rest of the party as possible. So, like when everybody's asleep.
Okay.
In the dark of the night.
Yeah, we'll just go ahead and say that happens. What do you wanna say to the innkeeper?
Hey, I don't know if you have seen anyone like this, but I was asking, have you seen any groups or bands of goblins that kind of look like me around, but not?
Like a group of all goblins? No, we don't really see a whole lot of goblin groups. Sometimes goblins are guarding or working with or for some of the caravans. But I haven't seen any like just groups of goblins, no.
I reach out, kind of looking to make sure nobody's has shown up, and pull out the sigil. Have you seen this before?
No, but it's awfully pretty.
It's stunning. I know it's very pretty. She kind of slides a little bit of money over, too much for a single drink, but I would love a little bit of, a nightcap to go to sleep. I do appreciate you speaking with me.
I'll get the gumble.
Okay, thank you.
She comes back with a very strong spirit that will absolutely knock any goblin on her ass.
All right.
So we're gonna take our break pretty quick. Creetha, are you going to be continuing on with the group?
So
Now that you know for a fact that you're being pursued, are you staying with the group or are you gonna do something different?
So the thing is we had talked, I think, in off games about Kretha possibly going with Victoire, but I don't know. That would take they haven't had that kind of conversation during this game.
True.
Yes.
So I would think that if Victoire asks because Kretha was going to be if Victoire went on up to there, Kretha was going to be like, let's go off and do something else while they do this. So I don't know.
Is Victoire going to let the rest of the group know about your plans for what you're doing going forward?
I was going to, but I was going to do it in the next day because it's one of those you set up plans now, and then they're like, oh, I gotta go, and it's like, oh, I have a thing to...
Well, fair enough. We'll go ahead and say, unless anyone had anything else to do in the night, we can go ahead and fast forward to the next day. Good. Everyone good?
Yeah, I calculated how much sending a messenger would be, and I'm just gonna deduct that from my gold.
Yeah, you'll have to have
Well,
Swoops pay you back.
The next leg of the journey heading towards Silvery Moon is 60 miles.
No, but sending the messenger to Neverwinter,
No, that wasn't for Olivia.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
60 miles.
Different
That was for Rob. Yeah, in the morning, I don't know which inn Calder set them up at. I'm assuming Calder set them up at someplace that is significantly fancier than where Victoire sets up.
I feel like there's probably not that many inns in this place.
There are plenty of inns, but none of them are particularly fancy.
Very specifically a trading town that specializes in horses and carts and the bits that are metal that are attached between horses and carts.
Yeah, one night rest before you move on to your next place. Yeah.
I'm assuming we were all at the same inn. I doubt that we would have wanted to split up the party, even if you're kind of a periphery, you know?
I mean, I know that
I definitely asked
your out beforehand. So if Calder picks someplace else, it wouldn't be surprising.
Yeah. There's no need for the information in and the we're staying here in to be necessarily the same. Coincidences happen, but they don't have to.
Yeah.
They're right next door to each other.
It's
Romeo and Juliet in.
So the next day,
complicating
everyone wakes up, having had, in everyone except for Kretha's case, a decent night's sleep. And
Kretha did not have a good sleep.
And so now now's the time. We're gonna head from Triboar north to Longsaddle and then to the east in order to get to Casa de Hyacinth.
That's further than 60 miles.
Oh, well, I mean, I assumed that they were gonna stick to the road, but we'll figure out what exactly route you take. But
yeah, Yartar is 60 miles away.
Oh, fair enough. Okay. Yeah, Casa de Hyacinth is all the way on the other side of the Evermore, so it's going to be a little while. But
it's going to be a bit.
We're at the morning where we're about to depart Triboar. Let's talk a little bit about what happens there before we take our break. Everyone gets together. What's the plan?
Victoire's at the inn right next to ours. Hey, Victoire. Good morning.
Good morning. She's not in armor right now. It's very much like leather apron, tunic, utility belt with hanging pockets and shit.
Don't forget the shark repellent.
I don't know why she would have shark repellent.
It was a reference to Batman's utility belt. Anyway.
So we're getting set to head out towards Silver Moon Way. How are things working out for you?
I'm heading west. Pulls out the map. West.
We'll be heading in the opposite direction.
Are you doing another? What did you call it?
I have a hunt but if it's a distance for you, so yeah. I mean, unless you wanted to come.
She kind of looks at Echo and,
It's
Calder
more
and
invasive species.
more invasive. Is it more dinosaurs?
No.
What other kind of invasive species?
Vampires?
Echo just spits in his drink.
Spit take.
What?
I've never seen
in the
a
background, there's like the long shot, just like spit take.
It's been about 10, 15 years. They're about to come into vogue again.
Well,
Like Victor just like stops and like turns and looks at Calder like, what the fuck are you talking about?
They always seem to crop up every 10, 15 years or so.
What, vampires?
Yeah, some asshole gets the idea that I will suck blood and I will do all this. It's just boring, trite shit.
Victor has immediately written Calder off as a person who wanted to be a vampire when he was a child. Immediately, moving on.
No,
she kind of looks at her friends and kind of
kill them.
reaches
Kill them. They deserve
in
to burn.
and pulls out a fingertip. A little bone.
That's creepy.
So
This is a weird breakfast. What's that?
So
Like, I finished
okay.
breakfast. This is
Echo. Shoulder. What you are about to do is very personal. And it's not something I'm a part of. And I think that perhaps I should let you do this without me being a distraction. This is your friend. This is going to be easy. I think if Victor, did I say it right? Victor. If she is willing, I would like to travel with her a little bit, and it keeps me closer to dealing with the dinosaur problem, and we can meet back up when you are done. I know that there is still, and she looks at Balder, and there is still much that's happening, and I am invested in that. I want to come. I want to help and be a part of that. But this here, I am an outsider. I would just be baggage. So she kind of reaches and takes Calder's hand.
She's talking to Calder here. Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, she looked at Balder when she was saying, the this is a thing I want to be a part of. But she looks back at Calder and puts the fingertip into his hand and closes it back around and said, "You go get your friend back, and I will see you soon."
Is this some goblin tradition that I am unaware of?
What,
You remember when you thought you were going to get him back before going back to the house? Yes, I stole a finger bone so you could do so, but you're going back. So just go hide it, put it on the pile of bones so that they don't know. I took it. I just thought you might need it. And look, it's Calder. It's Clarion in your hand. Keep him safe. Go raise your friend. I'll see you.
You've been able to use
back
the
at
staff this
forge.
entire time.
That's not how it works.
I was afraid that your friends might kill me. So I kind of regretted it immediately. And since you were all talking about going back anyway, I just didn't say anything.
Calder will take advantage of Kreetha holding onto his hand, just pull her into a hug.
Oh.
Like,
So yeah.
Victor was like reaching for a knife because like did not know where that was going. Nope.
Calder will just tuck Kreitha's head under his chin. Just regardless of anything else, you are still a very good friend. And if you ever need my help with anything, call.
I
will
will.
gladly come running. Okay?
You'll know because I'll pick a sparrow.
And I think at this point you've noticed exactly how far I'll go for a friend.
Echo, you take care of him. And you can do this. I know you worry. You can do this. I have more faith in you than I do myself.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about you heading towards vampires too. And he starts like reaching into his bag and like pulls out a potion of healing and shoves it across the table at you. And then you see like he takes off his gloves and underneath it there's a very intricate coin that's kind of wrapped to his hand, and he pulls one off and he hands it over like, this is a holy symbol. It's silvered platinum. I don't know if that works against vampires or not, but you take it, give it back to me when I see you again. And like just starts going through his stuff to maybe find something to help you with vampires.
I will see you again. I will meet you.
Garlic.
I will meet you. You let me know where I meet you. When you are done with this, I will meet you and we will take care of the issues of the forge.
Well, it seems like Triboar is going to be the best place to meet back up at. From what
we'll probably be done before you are.
Yes.
Probably you're closer to go than us.
Perhaps you will have another place that you need to go to do another thing. I will stick with you if you like. I don't have to if it bothers you, but I'm definitely interested. I've never seen a vampire before.
Once I'm done with, once I have my business in Silver Moon is done, my intent is to double check on those dinosaurs to make sure that they're okay, or barring that, at least on their way to somewhere healthy.
Yeah, I mean, Kreitha's intent is after the vampires to actually go deal with the dinosaurs, but she's got to figure out a way to do it that is not dangerous for her, and she's not meeting the dinosaurs.
So Echo does, once breakfast is finished up, pull Kreitha aside and say in Goblin, I want you to have this. And he hands you one of the piercings off of his ear.
Oh.
This is a war chief's declaration of family. If you run into any trouble with any goblins around here, whether they're from my neck of the woods or yours, you have a brother who is a war chief who will kick their ass if they try to mess with you. And he hands it to you and gives you a hug.
She hugs back. There's tears in her eyes. There's tears in my eyes, so.
With that, my friend
has like some metal bits that she's like turning screws on. Just like, okay.
With that, friends, we are going to go ahead and take a quick break. It is coming up on 7:55 p.m. Pacific, so we will go ahead and go until 8:05 Pacific, so that's about 10 minutes. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we are going to fast forward to when the party arrives at Hyacinth's home, with one small interlude before then. So, back in 10 minutes. Thank you for being here so far. Stick around. We're going to do some artwork in the break. So please do stick around. Otherwise, see you in 10 minutes.
Bye.